Welcome, everyone, to Latter Daily Digest and the Post-Mormon Project and Jessica Frenkel's, persona.
I'm just this whole thing.
That's right. And we have here the Salt Lake Expositor, and we're here to welcome everybody to, and hope you had a good Mother's Day so far. Happy Mother's Day, Jessica.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
How many
I
kids
have
do you
my
have?
celebratory earrings on, right? Like
Yeah.
a
Very
bottle of
nice.
champagne and a glass.
I don't remember hearing you wish me a happy Mother's Day, Gene.
Okay. Happy Mother's Day, Randy.
Thanks, Gene.
I was going to say,
We're all
Jessica,
queens, right?
how many kids do you have, Jessica?
4.
4 kids.
3 boys, and then last was a girl. And my husband always said he doesn't care for the gender as long as the boy is healthy.
That's right.
That's good.
So we actually had Mother's Day lunch. Michelle made a bunch of stuff for her mother, and we brought her from the home that she's in, and she's tired and didn't eat very much, and she just wanted to go back in the living room and watch TV.
That's fair enough.
After we're done, but
She deserves that.
Exactly.
she got to pet her kitten today, at her home, and then her son from Southern Utah is coming later today, and so they will eat the rest of our lunch for dinner.
Is her son Michelle's brother?
Michelle's brother is Anitra's son. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
one and the same.
What you did is you rephrased it and repeated it back. That's
Yeah.
good communication, Gene.
Is it? Yeah. But I was like, hey, you never know. That's okay too.
Right?
A little mailman son or something. You never know.
Looks just like the milkman.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the nice thing about not being a Mormon. You can actually go out and eat on Sunday and nobody needs to cook. So that's what we enjoy since, we out.
Right. What are your Mother's Day plans for today, Gene? You said you're going to.
We already
have
did the
anything else
lunch,
going on?
and so I
Okay.
pretty much can, let's see. My mother died, I think, 11 years ago,
Okay.
and so I thought about her, and I gave my wife a Mother's Day gift early, a box of C's candy. It was a special one.
Nice.
Thank you for bringing that up. Is it a husband's responsibility, or let's say, I don't know, a fiance's responsibility to do something for his fiance female for Mother's Day? Or do we kind of leave that to her little girl?
I think for me, it always goes both ways. I help my kids for Father's Day, and I appreciate if my husband helps the kids for Mother's Day. But do I want my husband celebrating me as a mother? Maybe a little bit, but I would say call your mom, and he did. But I think it's more the thing, like, to have something besides random chaos, especially when kids are little. I think it's the appropriate thing for a mom to help the kids, like I said, with Father's Day, and the father to help the kids with Mother's Day. But not
What night-
necessarily, I would say, he's in charge or she's in charge. It's more like making it good.
Yes, organized chaos is way better than random chaos.
Exactly.
I made my living for years. Well, it's always been a second job to be a massage therapist. I went through school. I actually taught massage for quite some time. And I've been with Amanda now for going on 9 years. And I've never given her a full body massage.
Here you go.
So I ordered some of my supplies that I had since kind
Nice.
of given up. And she doesn't know this. I guess if I talk loud enough, she will. But I'm setting up the table downstairs. with all the accoutrements, and that's what I'm going to do, is give her a full body massage.
So you
If,
shared a sacred secret with us.
Be $120 if she wasn't related to me.
There you go.
So Hallie has a comment. Mormon Mother's Day is the worst.
Yes. I agree.
And, they have all the women stand up, because all the women, even if they're either too young to bear children, or never chose to bear children, or are, never able to, in heaven, they all will be able to.
Yes, for sure. It's
And
kind of
Jean
like
and I have planned a little surprise for everyone. Even Jessica doesn't know this, but Jean and I are going to sing the duet, Mother Dear, I Love You So, just to, reminisce about the LDS Mother's Day.
We'll sing it in our primary voices.
Jessica will play the piano and we'll
sing. And it's
sing.
going to sound a lot like just Randy singing. Mother Dear, I Love You So. Yeah, it's probably been a long time since I even heard those words. I mean, more than 10 years, maybe.
Yes. And another thing I feel like Mormonism likes to ignore is that there are tons of toxic moms out there, right? So there are kids who kind of like awkwardly are forced to think a mother that's maybe not as nice to them, right? Like we pretend all families are nice, all moms are good, all dads are good. And that makes Mormonism really like there's no nuance, there's no real world. It's all pretend, all perfect. And yet I know everybody will say, no, we're not, but we are. It's like we don't like to say it, but we actually believe it. And so I think that's that comment before too, where Mother's Day makes it quite complicated in Mormonism, because we, in a weird way, glorify mothers, but not acknowledging not every mother is good or worth glorifying. Like I grew up with a stepmom who was narcissistic, and a mom who left the church, so was outcast. So I had none really, even though I had theoretically two moms, but I had none by Mormon standards to really celebrate. Like maybe more my stepmom, because at least she got baptized, right? So officially she was the one, but she was not my birth mom, and she was really not good to us. And so it's like this really weird thing. If you don't have that nuclear family in Mormonism, you kind of screwed.
So Jessica has this Mother's Day card to Mormon,
yes,
or Heavenly Mother.
Yes.
But just describe it a little bit for us. What does it make you feel like?
Is it up? I can see it.
Yeah,
I see it.
Oh, I don't. I only see black.
You don't see it in
No.
That's weird. Well, it says, Happy Mother's Day to Heavenly Mother. Now that's been redacted.
Yeah.
With a note saying the only mom so sacred we're not allowed to know her name, talk to her, pray to her, or ask where she's been. But sure, families are central to the plan.
Right?
Crazy.
Here we go. Now I see it. Thank you. Now I see
it. It was like it was doing something weird on the YouTube channel. So
yeah,
there it is.
I mean, it's obviously nothing new, I mean, kind of, I feel like Heavenly Mother theme in Mormonism, I feel like is kind of like a submarine. It pops up when it's convenient and then it goes down. Nobody talks about it anymore. And then it pops up again. Depends on how feminist I get movement in Mormonism, I guess is. But I like the last one, or ask where she's even been, because none of us really know what she's up to. Apparently she's either very weak, so that Heavenly Father needs to protect her, or he's a polygamist. It's so many, so it's awkward. But yeah, it definitely does not help. The whole thing that Mormonism claims Heavenly Mother is not, to me, was not either like reassuring, helpful, or nice, because it's just complicated, that topic.
Of course, I don't remember asking my Heavenly Father where he's been either. So
yeah, good point.
During a prayer.
How long do you think the ingestion period is for a spirit baby? Like,
you mean
that's a good question too.
In what is it?
Gestation. Ingestion would be if you ate a spirit baby.
I have no trouble eating babies.
Yeah.
Spirit babies.
Like Zeus.
Sugar babies.
Sugar babies, sugar mommies and daddies. Here we go. All sweet families.
What I'm wondering is, with the literally billions and billions and billions of people who have lived on the earth. How long did it take to create all those little guys? Because I'm thinking if it's a 9-month gestation period, that how long would it be to create all the spirits? Feast on that, boys and girls.
I don't know. Yeah.
Trevor says maybe because mom is busy cleaning heaven.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the kids to come home. None of the gay kids can come home though, because the
Well, that's
prophet
another thing.
has
Yes.
told us.
That's a big loss for Heavenly Mother, I guess. She will never see them again.
Yeah.
Sad day for her. So the next one, if you just click to the right. Another tricky topic in Mormonism. Still happy Mother's Day to all the Heavenly Mothers, right? Somewhere in Mormon heaven, it's eternal spirit baby daycare, and we'll still don't know which one is ours.
Well, I want you to notice how beautiful all of those women's hair is.
And they're all
And how
blonde
diverse.
and the kind of same. Yeah, it seems like copy paste women, but who knows?
Kind of.
Only white women are allowed in heaven, apparently.
By the
or
way,
they turn white, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to mention this, and maybe it wasn't this show. I think it was Tuesdays with Tim. We were talking about awkward things from the podium, and I told a little story about a woman in our branch who was breastfeeding her baby in the front row and just took her whole top down and didn't cover up or anything. And I commented on that, and I got the nastiest note, the nastiest comment on that show, saying this woman's going to report me and I should be banned from social media. And it's not like I showed a picture of her, or it's not like I was
like, what?
lustful. I was simply saying, for a missionary, to see something like that, it's a little distracting. And just that's all I said.
Lightened your spirit.
And I admitted to the fact that I'm a pig. I'm an open book pig. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So forgive me for saying that these women's hair is all beautiful, because it wouldn't surprise me. I get in trouble for saying this weirdest things.
I mean, I think it shows more how warped men's brain are when they grow up in purity culture too, right? When all of a sudden something very natural becomes something uncomfortable. I think it speaks more to this, like, I don't want to feel like this, but I do feel like this, and I don't know why. And it's the upbringing. It's the rigid purity culture. It's like making women only sex objects instead of nurturers truly, and just humans, So I think that's actually a good example that you just were honest and says that was weird for me as a missionary. And obviously there's so much more to it, right? It's kind of your upbringing. Sure. This is what you were taught. And that's you didn't say that women personally made you uncomfortable. It's your upbringing around naked bodies made you really weird. And exactly. So it's kind of weird why they would attack you instead of saying, wow, that's so sad that you had to see it this way. And you were not able to just say, hey, it's just a natural thing.
Right. I'll speak for Randy for a second and say that Randy and I think that breastfeeding is a wonderful thing that women do. And exactly. We're not bothered by it at all.
Exactly.
Right,
no, not at all.
Exactly.
Unless you're a 20-year-old farm boy on a mission who hasn't been able to come within an arm's length of anyone female.
Well, you weren't bothered by it. You were kind of excited by it.
Well, of course. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. But yeah, there was nothing bothersome at all. I think it's a beautiful
You would
thing.
prefer every single woman at sacrament meeting every time would breastfeed their children.
Okay, I'm not even going to go there after getting in trouble last time. But I will.
See, grew up German. We do, like how the American women, at least when we moved to Singapore, I saw all the American women, they're having even like you can buy something that you put around your neck and then it has like a sheet so you can cover the babies. But if you live in Singapore, it's so humid, the babies underneath cannot really breathe. So it's actually kind of dangerous. But I have never seen anything so bizarre in Europe. Nobody covers up when they breastfeed their babies. Are you doing it totally, utterly? No, you find a little private space, but it's more because also you have a baby, right? But it's not because you need to cover up your breast, but that American women had to wear like a shield because, oh my gosh, people cannot negotiate. And the other thing is, like, if you have a problem, then look away. Why does the mom with her baby needs to find a secret spot, right? It's kind of, hey, if it makes you uncomfortable, look away. You always have a choice.
The only thing that would have made me uncomfortable is being afraid that someone saw that I was looking.
Yeah, and then would have interpreted. That's, again, is you were more afraid that you then therefore being judged, right?
Right.
Exactly. So that's still the criticism should be towards the organization, towards the curriculum, and not towards that person who's saying, like, wow, this was really disorienting for me. Like, I don't know how to behave in those situations, etc. pp. Instead of saying, wow, that's sad that, Randy didn't have a healthy upbringing, they attacked you as a person.
Well,
I guess,
and I could have
JD,
boob envy because I never did get to breastfeed. I was adopted at birth, never breastfed. So maybe I look at it fondly, like it's a beautiful thing.
And also, I think it's a natural curiosity that there's nothing wrong about it. But if we make every male immediately perverted, then we also have a problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay if little boys look, because obviously it's something different and curious. Like, I had 3 boys and then I got a girl. So when I was breastfeeding her, of course my boys were looking. But I don't think they were perverts. I just thought, they never saw themselves obviously being breastfed. They were too little for their brothers. So now it's the first time they were old enough to see it, but they weren't obviously staring for like hours, but they were curious.
It's their mom.
And I'm their mom. Exactly. So, but my point is exactly that problem is, if we make all of this immediately perverted and little boys, and we make them perverted, then we're doing all of them a disfavor. Then we're surprised that we have those manosphere. Are we really surprised? You know what I mean? Like, no, we made them that way.
Right.
Okay,
that was more my point. It's just
Rebecca
normal.
shared a meme.
Yeah.
Randy, do you want to go over it?
Sure. Is that the one that we are looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at it right now.
LDS Doomsday Mother Day meme. If you think parenting is hard right now, it's because you weren't meant to raise average kids. You were meant to raise disciples for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Gross.
Yes. So Rebecca is always on the pulse of things. I think she has still like a lot of tentacles into the Mormon world. So that was something where I'm like, I can totally see that, right? Like, you don't even think that much as a Mormon, but it's heavy stuff.
Right. So true.
It raises the bar to an incredible level. And I think it was even the guy who wrote the book Torn, right? Where he said recently in Faith Matters, in an interview that I saw, where he was saying the whole narrative of the church claiming that the church grows so much hurts members. And his example was that he knows of a Latter-day Saint mom who, let's take him for what it is. I'm not criticizing or thinking he's lying, but that he said they were one of the best Mormon parents you can imagine, very loving, They have 9 children and 8 left the church. So he's saying this hurts moms, right? If we claim on the one hand, we're growing exponentially, we're so successful, and then there's a mom who's being a great member all her life, paying her tithing, going to the temple, and she loses 90% of her kids. So I thought it was just an interesting twist that he used. Almost it's bad news for members to hear we're growing, because if they lose their own children, then it hurts so much. I was like, this is like twisting your arm on the back to make a point.
And you could have heard that on Gene's show on Latter Daily Digest, because I know that he interviewed him.
I saw this interview, yeah. But that was with Faith Matters. And with Gene, I feel like you could see, even with Ward Radio, he does adapt, and I think we all do it to some degree, but he has this really tricky thing when he talks to Jean. You can tell he chooses a different narrative and a little bit more nuanced and differentiated than when he talks to Ward Radio, or when he talks to Faith Matters. It's all about love and just Jesus, and not so much about, doctrine. And he doesn't want to criticize the brethren, yet they could do better, So it's funny how he a little bit adapt and changes his speak to whoever he's talking to. And I'm not saying we all do this to some degree, and he's still a believing member, right? So he has to play kind of both sides a little bit. So I just thought it was interesting where I'm like, okay, so a mom doesn't want to hear that the church is growing and successful if her own children, she cannot even keep her own children in the church. And I was like, yeah, but isn't that an internal huge problem? Why is she not successful, right? If she's so good, and I really take his word for it, that's not my point. If she, and I totally believe him, she's a good mom and she loved all her children. Like I said, let's pretend every Sunday she did her calling, and even once a week she went to the temple. Then there is no proof in the pudding, right? Why are 8 out of her 9 children leaving the church?
Yeah, something ain't right there, because if all the fruit is going rotten on the tree, that should tell you something.
Exactly.
Well, she's raising them right. She's raising them to think for themselves.
And that apparently is not a good thing.
The scripture goes, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Well,
Yes.
You know what? That's what the church is so worried about, is that we do learn the truth. And yes, it does set us free.
Yes.
Hence, here we are outside of the chains and bonds of that high demand cult-ish religion.
Yeah.
No offense.
And so I think that's one part. Obviously, you could say the same thing about Father's Day, but I feel like a successful Mormon man is not judged by, not necessarily only by how good of a father he is, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the priesthood, right? How well you serve as a priesthood holder. As a mom, since we don't have that, that's why it shrinks for women, right? You literally, in Mormonism, all that matters is being a mom. And so if you are a woman in Mormonism who either have a hard time receiving, or your husband, has a hard time making babies, that's why they're all struggle. That's why they're all hate. I remember it every year in every ward we've been, right? Where you're trying to be sensitive with women in the ward who either don't have babies, lost babies. And I think the same goes to that example from that author. I think women on Mother's Day struggle and feel shame when they sit there and they know none of their children are with them in church anymore, right? Either if they're
blessed be the fruit.
Yes. So that's another shameful thing. And it's not necessarily to that example from him, right? It's not necessarily because there were bad moms, although I think there are plenty of kids, especially LGBTQ, who will not come because their parents were not able to love them unconditional. So there's that too. But there's also, I'm pretty sure, are good moms where kids were just, like we all said, they used their critical thinking skills and said, it's not for me, mom. It has nothing to do with you personally. That's my personal. And I think that's what Jeff experienced with his son, right? Coming early from a mission, that he had experienced having a son who was, like, that's what he said, right? Where he even judges himself. Like, he thought he was lazy. He didn't have a strong testimony, all the things. And then he learned none of this was true for his own son. And for most of us, same.
But we know that the scriptures in the church say that inasmuch as ye have, inasmuch as you have children in Zion that stray, or something to that effect, that it's on the heads of the parents.
Exactly. Well, you have both.
I think that's why they get so worked up. It's like,
but you have always in Mormonism talking of both sides of their mouth, right? You have that, and then you have the tentacles who keep them in, even though they're not in, right? There's both.
Right.
Always. The house always wins in Mormonism. Okay, next
I know
one.
Jean's got a good set of tentacles.
We'll continue with the Mother's Day weirdness about Mormonism. It says the High Councilman said, women were ordained by God since Eve was made as a helpmeet for Adam to be mothers. Some in the world today cannot even define what a woman actually is. I don't know what that means.
He's like, ooh, anti-feminism and transphobia wrapped up in one quote.
Oh, I get it.
right? Like, what is a woman actually? We don't know anymore. The world apparently doesn't know. And that's not what it's about.
That's right.
But that's conservatism 101. Gene, Randy, do you want to read the next one?
Sure. Along those same lines, I was taught that women inherently serve others, but since men don't, God gave them the priesthood to sort of throw them a bone. Terrible. I was half drunk on mimosas by 9 a.m. while my husband was in virtual stake meetings in the next room. I'm pretty sure I won the morning.
I just thought there was a badass woman. I was like, I need that. That was good.
I love that.
Yes.
Is Julie Beck a Mormon
Yes.
a Mother's Day thing as well?
Yes. So she's the one who gave the talk about, that 1 cup of coffee made a whole generation leave. That's the same woman. Should I read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Mother Eve. This quote I find unintentionally funny. Every girl and woman who makes and keeps sacred covenant can have a mother heart. There's no limit to what a woman with a mother heart can accomplish. Righteous women have changed the course of history and will continue to do so, and their influence will spread and grow exponentially throughout the eternities. How grateful I am to the Lord for trusting women with divine missions of motherhood, like Mother Eve. I'm glad to know these things.
I'm assuming she's a motorcycle rider because she's got a helmet on.
Yes, whatever that means, right?
Whatever that hair is, it looks like a helmet.
Yeah, we have that the next paper, if you can bring it up, the slide. It's exactly what you mentioned. Jean, do you want to read it?
She had to pick Eve because Eve is what does it say? Peculiar
Singular.
person?
Yeah.
Singular.
Yeah.
She couldn't say Heavenly Mother because church teachings are that there are thousands, millions, who knows how many Heavenly Mothers. Also, not every girl and woman has a mother heart. Look no further than Jody Hildebrandt, Ruby Franke, and Lori Vallow. These are just infamous examples of other women in and out of the church who do not have mother hearts.
To the point, right? Those all those kids from those women, what do they do on Mother's Day? Like, right? Respect a woman who's literally, all of those 3, right, are in prison for endangering children. And I'm not even sure how many of those were excommunicated yet. That's another thing.
Endangering and killing.
Yes, and killing.
Yeah.
So what do we do with all those Mormon moms?
Well, I don't think any of those, and I don't know, I don't have the receipts, but I've been told in a few different podcasts that to date, we don't think Lori Vallow, and I don't know about Jody Hildebrandt, but they're not even excommunicated.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They're not even excommunicated.
It's like, are they?
Say something about, Joseph Smith not being a polygamist, and boom, you're out.
So the commenter continues, she comes so close to making a valid point. There is no limit to what women can accomplish. Throughout history, women have been able to affect change, and the influence of women is growing as they are able to participate equally in education, jobs, politics, and more. But then she makes a hard right, missing the point of women being valued for their individual talents, and ties their worth to being a mother. Not every woman loves children and wants to be a mother, which is perfectly fine and should be a respectable choice. She can still have the desire to use her influence to improve the lives of others and the ability to achieve many accomplishments.
And that also goes to the point, if we force adults, men or women, to become parents, shouldn't we be more scared how bad of parents there will be? Because if we would have just let them be singles, that, like through nature too, there are people who want children, there are people who can't have children, and there are people who don't want children. Shouldn't we accept that rather? Because then we know at least they're not hurting any children than forcing people to have children. I don't know if you guys have read the book from, I think it's Laura Beck, right? Hugh Nibley's daughter. He was a horrendous father, and he was like honored in Mormonism for his historian stuff, and most of the stuff he just made up anyways. He was not a good father, and what I read, not even a good husband. So same issue, right? Like, we don't want to acknowledge this in Mormonism, that not all men and women are good fathers and mothers. And then what do we do with this? And how do we teach children? Like, I remember when I was in therapy for the first time, and I was a grown ass woman. I asked the therapist, I was like, and she was LDS. I was like, I struggle with the commandment to honor your parents, especially if you have parents that are, I mean, not like physically abusive, but we definitely had a stepmom who was crazy mentally abusive to me and my brother. So we're like, what do you do with this? And she's like, I don't think that's what the commandment says. And I think she was kind enough to twist it that way. But I read now on multiple ex-evangelicals, they're all saying this is a toxic commandment. Where is the kavit, but not if they didn't deserve it?
Right. Yeah.
If that's one of the 10, you didn't even have more. You could not at least make that kavit. It's just it. Honor parents.
So, Jessica, you were saying that if women have babies just through obligation and just for appearances, they're not going to be very effective parents. Same with missionaries. A missionary that goes out into the mission field who really doesn't want to, he's just doing it for his mom and dad and for appearances.
Yeah.
They may not make it through their 2 years, because unless they have a real change of heart or some incredible experience, they're not going to want to be there.
You have a good point. My son, and I'm pretty sure all missionaries can attest to that, right? They all had those kids. The problem is often they don't even go home early, like you said. The problem is they just become a burden to all the missionaries who actually are on a mission because they want to. That's the problem.
That's true.
Right? Because then you have to pull them by the hair. You have to tell them like a kid, like, come on, we need to get up now, buddy. We get in trouble. Like, we need to do this. And they're all kids. They shouldn't have that responsibility now, being almost like a parental person to a person that's your age or maybe even older, right? Let's say it's your senior partner. Then it just becomes this really toxic, unhealthy relationship dynamic that I feel and know from personal experience, so many missionaries experience. They have so many toxic stories about their companions. Not even, like crazy stories where they knocked on doors and get chased by a dog, whatever, right? Like just by their own companions who didn't want to be there in the first place.
Yeah. True that.
And then just last, but it's not a slideshow. I thought it was funny when somebody said, I would love to be an unnamed footnote in history, especially like in the Book of Mormon, daughters of ... wives of so-and-so. Being a mother in history is so rewarding. I'm really feeling that powerful recognition there.
I love the ...
Yes, because there are no names really, right? There are 2 or 3 names
of
women.
There's like 4 women's named, I think, in the Book of Mormon, but there are hundreds that are the daughters of the Lamanites or the wives,
the cousins
of somebody, or
or helpmeets, whatever, right? But they're not named. They're not important enough. And even the names that we have, they weren't really important besides Sarah being the wife of Lehi, right? But besides that, that was her whole role, being a mother and a wife.
Right. And something back a few minutes ago, when I was a younger man, I was a priesthood prick light, and I thought that the priesthood was to balance motherhood, and it was like, no. Once I learned that fatherhood is the balance of motherhood, then that changes the whole picture. And thinking about women have every right to lead in the church as the men do.
Yes.
That's a good point, Gene.
Yes. And also that brings diversity in, which I think every organization is better off the more diversity you have representing.
That's a good point.
There you go. Well, happy Mormon Mother's Day.
Yes.
Post-Mormon Mother's Day.
Right.
To all the mothers out there. And so we can start now, I think, talking about the headline.
Okay.
Salt Lake.
I'm getting there.
City is like a park nowadays, right? Or it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's going to be just like Disneyland, according to somebody.
This is going to come in 2 parts. The first part is what I already have keyed up to go. Well, I thought I did.
Is that maybe I've kicked it out with mine?
Possibly. I thought I had her up here. Let's see.
I can take it off. Let me see.
That's okay. That's okay.
Here you go.
Here we go. Okay.
So set it up. We're bringing in Megan Hayes.
Yeah. We are bringing in Megan Hayes. She's talking about the grand opening of the. I'm such an idiot. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time.
That's right. And I'll before you say what she's talking about, I'll just say that Megan Hayes appeared on Mormon Stories this last week. Everybody, if you haven't seen it yet and you haven't watched Mormon Stories in a while, head over there and
Yes.
And watch.
I can highly recommend it. It's with her sister, so it's both of them. And they're a big family, I think of 9 or 10 kids. So that dynamic by itself was fascinating.
I think it's like 14 or something.
Or even that.
Ton of kids.
It's fascinating to hear them talk about that dynamic.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so this is about the announcement of the upcoming Salt Lake Temple celebration, the grand opening of the new temple square. And I just want to play some of this for you because it's building up to a story that you're not going to believe. Hang on to your bloomers because you're going to get blown away in just a sec. But allow me to introduce it like this.
Salt Lake City, Utah, where a new Temple Square Visitor Center opens to the public next month and will feature new immersive experiences, including full-scale replicas of sacred temple rooms. The opening of the new center precedes the highly anticipated Salt Lake Temple celebration of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in less than a year, which will feature public tours of the historic temple for the first time since 1893. The church announced Monday that reservations for those temple tours will be available beginning September 1st. The celebration is scheduled from April 5th, 2027 through October 1st, 2027. The new visitor center is a window into our sacred covenants with Christ, said President Dieter F. Uchtdorf, acting president of the church's Quorum of the 12 Apostles. It helps people of all backgrounds understand the role our temples play and why they matter to our members and to the communities. Here, guests can discover how temple teachings connect to everyday life and uncover the greater context of Latter-day Saint beliefs and commitment to family in Christ, he said. That all sounds like such fluff to me. I was a member for almost 20 years before I went to the temple, and I didn't really understand any of that, even after all that time as a member. I highly doubt that a visitor center is going to say anything real about the temple. The article goes on to say, the church is providing tours of the visitor center to the media Monday. It will be open to the public on Monday, May 18th, and is centered on Jesus Christ. Our church leaders really wanted the focus to be on Jesus Christ and the fact that this is his house, said Elder Brent H. Nielsen, an Emeritus General Authority 70 and coordinator for the Salt Lake Temple celebration. The Visitor Center gives those not of our faith an opportunity to see inside a temple and better understand what happens there. It really doesn't. What it does do is offer missionaries on site the opportunity to give non-members correlated answers to appease their Mormons are weird and culty thoughts. They do not talk about the clothing worn inside. They do not mention the Masonic handshakes, and they don't have people tour the washings and anointings area at all. Back.
So she refers to this new temple square as a theme park.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, both of you. I believe John Dehlin is being sued by the church. And I wonder if you could tell me why. What is that lawsuit all about? Why is he being sued by the LDS Church?
Well, what I understand is, right, the word that he uses, Mormon Stories, is his podcast, what it's famous for, that he used that word. And it's apparently copyright issue for the church. And therefore, it leads people astray because they might think it's correlated with the church.
And branding, where he uses the blue colors and the rays of sunshine, which apparently the church owns, the rays of sunshine.
Well, that's interesting that you should bring that up because I've got a little something to share.
Yeah, and so are you getting it from the LDS.org or some other place?
No, I'm getting it from Messenger, which I just got it from. So I'm just going to share the screen real quick. And play this for you.
Somebody comment section is asking if there's an age limit, maybe a few months shy of 15. Because isn't there an age limit for general conference? I think kids have to be 8 and up, right? 8 years and up if you want to attend general conference.
Connection. I've been reporting for a long time that top leaders of the LDS Church went down to Disneyland for a VIP tour to check it out, people movers and ticketing and displays and how they do it. People thought, okay, maybe she knows what she's talking about, maybe she doesn't. This week it was confirmed in a video by an influencer LDS family who went to a pre-open house of the LDS Temple Visitor Center, all those displays. And one of the guides there said to this family, whose child's name was Disney, that's what sparked the conversation. She said, yeah, Elder Uchtdorf went to Disneyland and put everything in order, got ideas. Disneyland is the inspiration for Temple Square and the new renovations. I think it's interesting, their logo here. Disneyland has had this logo for a very long time, blue shading in a white building. The LDS Disneyland connection. We've talked about this before, how LDS people and their families love to go to Disneyland. But now there's an even stronger connection. I've been reporting for a long time.
Stop sharing at the top.
So I think that this is laughable.
Yeah.
That they are copying the Disney colors, even the rays, if you notice, the color differentials.
Yeah.
With the white silhouette of a building, the white silhouette of the castle, it's almost verbatim.
Yes.
Yet they're suing John DeLynn for what? Doing the exact same thing, not even as severe as they're doing it.
I just wanted to say, because he actually does talk about Mormon stories, while the church is not Disney, and Disney is a highly worldly corporation, while the church claims to be the only true one with connections to God himself, right? So that's, to me, is laughable. But the whole story, I saw that, interview. I don't know if it was set up or actually natural, hard to tell sometimes with the Mormon church. But I saw it when this woman was saying that, and I was even cringy. I was like, that's a cringe story. Why would because she was talking about Uchtdorf, right? So why would an apostle need inspiration from Disney if they claim they talk to God in person? God couldn't come up with a better idea than Disney? I mean, I don't have anything against Disney. The funny thing is just like, I don't think even what I read, it's not even necessarily just a Mormon thing, but so many conservative families loved Disney, right? It's the support of the nuclear family, the perfect kind of world, yet most of Disney movies go along more with iron. They're all orphans, people are dying in Disney, and kids are all by themselves. I'm not sure if Mormons either are too naive or dumb enough to not see that most of those movies are kind of heartbreaking. I mean,
I have a feeling there's going to be a conference talk, or some Mormon apologist is going to say that after the Temple of Solomon, that there were other temples that Disney copied from. Or rather, what's the Disney temple?
That's the German castle. It's the Neuschwanstein. It's a castle from Germany. So, it's not even a temple.
So somebody's going to say, yes, the God-inspired temples of old were copied by the Germans. Yeah. And then Disney copied the German temple for Sleeping Beauty or whatever.
But see, that narrative is so much in Mormonism, same with the Freemasons and Temple, right? But it's really to the core. You believe in a God that has not an original thought, who cannot put anything out there that's from himself. He needs to keep borrowing or what's always the claim, kind of, he inspires people outside of Mormonism so Mormonism can use it. That makes no sense, because then you don't need a prophet who talks to him.
The president of the entire Walt Disney World resort, theme park, everything, is a very dear friend of mine. And I almost want to write him a little note, just to say, hey, because I used to work cases like that where someone's using something they shouldn't. I even had to work a Michael Jackson case because it was reported that he had something unofficial in his little museum, his Wonderland, whatever,
Yep.
Neverland Ranch.
Yeah.
They don't look kindly to big organizations or very famous people having something that infringes on their copyright. And they love Michael Jackson, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But and it turns out that it was a fraud thing, that someone sold him something that was supposed to be Disney and it wasn't. But anyway, I digress. They might be real interested to see this because they may have no idea.
Yeah.
But I know that Uchtdorf has said that the Q15, they want this to be inspired by Disney. They're looking at people movers. They're looking at all these ideas of Disney to see how they can incorporate them into their temple square. Why? Because everyone loves Disney. Well, and they would probably love everyone to love them.
Exactly. But the problem with Disney, which I find quite fascinating, I think it started with the new Lightyear movie a year ago or maybe two, where he had two moms. And you could see like the conservative families were like up in arms. You know, Disney is not good enough anymore. It's not conservative enough anymore. Then the whole where they were showing more and more movies and having more nuance, you know, like Disney was a lot about good versus evil, black, white thinking. And they really changed in the last years where they were more nuanced about like evil people are not necessarily always 100% evil. They became like this most often because of abuse or, you know, something bad happened to them and that changed them. So they became way more nuanced. And you can see like how conservatism is kind of drawing away from Disney. So again, to me, it's just funny. The church always too slow. They're not noticing, you know, Disney is not the thing anymore for conservative Mormons. And yet they normally try to tailor towards conservative Mormons. So I just think that way it's kind of funny. And then we know the Book of Mormon musical. They're already knew it. Apparently South Park always knows before any prophet that the Mormons were obsessed with Disney. And that's why even one part in their song is about Orlando. If you want to play it, it's quite hilarious. And that musical exists over a decade.
Where is that?
That's the I had
it's in the chat. You have to open it up, Randy.
Yeah.
It's in our thread. Our Facebook thread.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll find it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Trevor comments, you know, Temple Square is one block. Why are they going to have a people mover? Then he says, well, Salt Lake City does have pretty big blocks compared to other cities.
That's true too.
And the other thing is the church is planning on bigger than Temple Square even things happening. And
I always have to think of Charles Barkley when he was in Salt Lake. I don't know, it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when he was just saying Salt Lake City is the most boring city in the States because in downtown there's nothing but church, right? There's nothing but church, no bars really, no real. I mean, like I feel like I think two years ago we were on our first Thrive in Thanksgiving Point, and so it was recent for that matter recently in Salt Lake, and it looks a little bit more worldly now downtown. But it is really boring in Salt Lake City because the church is so dominant in representing its history or its buildings and whatnot, right? So I'm not sure it's really entertaining for anyone that's a never Mormon.
Right?
Randy, I think you'll have to remove from stage your Rebecca thing first before you can put up the other one. But
you know, I'll be honest, I'm trying to find it. I'm still trying to find it.
Jessica, what's the Trevor Noah thing about?
Jessica?
Yeah.
Do you know what the Trevor Noah thing is about?
About Disney.
Should I play that right now?
Yeah, you can play that right now.
Okay.
That has grown up on it because Disney did a major disservice to an entire generation that has grown up on it because it gave us a false idea of how things turn out.
Yeah. Happy endings?
But not just happy endings. It's like the way things turn out. Like I'll talk to a lot of people who go, oh, the world, I can't believe this. They can't believe Trump won. They can't believe this is still happening. Then I'm like, but why can you not believe it? And then for me, at least, I go, if you've grown up your whole life being told that the good guy always wins, that the damsel always gets saved, that then when you go out into life, you're like, don't worry, you just wait. Trump, you'll see what happens to him by the third act. You'll see what happens to him. It's only him. And then it's like, it's not a matter of time. That's not actually how the world works. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think those movies are partially to blame for that. And I don't know if you would know this, maybe you know deep, but like a lot of them were based on stories that didn't have those endings. You do know that, right?
I know, they changed them.
Walt.
No, but seriously, they were not happy endings. They, like, I think in one of them, is it Sleeping Beauty or Snow? She just dies.
She is actually dead.
She is dead.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. She is
Damn.
dead.
So they're just kissing a dead body.
The original Grimm Brothers
There's a word
tales.
for that in the English language.
What is it?
Okay,
Necrophilia.
Say it in one of your other 11 languages. So we can...
How was this doom? Oh man.
Disney.
What do you think about that, Jessica?
Well, to me, it was just this point where what I pointed out before too is like, obviously Disney is tailored to kids. We're not comparing Disney to a church, and Trevor Noah didn't either. But it is this idea of the world is easy. You can see a bad guy from a mile away, right? Same with pedophilia. The problem is they don't look like the bad guy. It's your neighbor, it's your uncle, it's your cousin, it's your bishop, it's your religious leader, right? It's the normal guys, right, who actually are the bad guys. It's not the one who has a scar on its face and it's all black dressed or whatever. And so to me, it was more like the criticism he made towards Disney was like, there's no room for nuance for real life. That's why I think Mormons are drawn to Disney, because they represent their worldview. It's black and white, easy peasy, good versus bad. And that's why they see themselves in those movies, or used to.
I would love to see one of the Disney princesses or one of the princes suddenly rip their clothes off just out of nowhere in one scene of a Disney movie and watch the church's reaction.
Yes, exactly.
Well, here we go with this.
Yes.
Do you have any idea where they're sending you, Elder Price?
Well, of course, we don't really have final say over where we get sent, but I have been praying to be sent to my favorite place in the whole world.
Well, if you prayed for a location, I'm sure Heavenly Father will make it happen. You're like the smartest, best, most deserving elder the center's ever seen.
Oh, come on, you guys. The most important time of a Mormon kid's life is his mission. A chance to go out and help heal the world. That's my mission. Soon I'll be off in a different place, helping the whole human race. I know my mission will be something incredible.
Elders, form a line and step forward when your name is called. Elder Young.
Yes, sir.
Your mission, brother, will be Elder Grant.
That's me. Hey, brother.
And your mission location is Norway.
Oh, wow. Norway. Land of gnomes and trolls.
Hoo-wah, hey-ya, shoo-wah, zada, wow. 2 by 2, we're marching door to door, 'cause God loves Mormons and he wants some more. A 2-year mission is our sacrifice. We are the army of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. 2 by 2, and today we'll know who will make the journey, when and where we'll go. We're fighting for a cause, but we're really, really nice. We are the army of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Elder White and Elder Smith.
Oh, I knew we'd get paired together.
Your location will be France.
France, land of pastries and turtlenecks.
2 by 2, I guess it's you and me. We're off to preach across land and sea.
Satan has a hold of
We
France.
need to knock him off his perch. We are the soldiers of the army of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Elder Cross and Elder Green, you will be serving in Japan.
Oh, Japan!
Land of soy sauce.
And Mothra.
Elder Harris and Elder Brown.
Heavenly Father, where will I go on my mission? Will it be China or old Mexico on my mission? It could be San Fran by the Bay, Australia where they say g'day, but I pray I'm sent to my favorite place, Orlando. I love you, Orlando. SeaWorld, Disney, and golfing.
Elder Price.
Yes, sir.
Your brother will be Elder Cunningham.
It's me. It's me. Hello. Oh, hi.
And your mission location is Uganda.
Uganda. Uganda? Cool. Where is that?
Africa.
Oh boy, like Lion King.
2 by 2, and now it's time to go. Our paths have been revealed, so let's start the show. Our shirts are clean and pressed, and our haircuts are precise. We are the army of the church. We are the army of the church. We are the army of the church of Jesus Christ.
I think we can pause.
2 by 2, victory. Armed with the greatest book in history, we'll convert everyone.
Did you say to pause it?
Yeah, you can pause it now. It's the end of the song. It was more about the Orlando part.
I loved
Disney.
that.
And Disney, yes, exactly.
I have a special relationship with that organization.
I mean, the funny thing about the Book of Mormon musical is, right? Like, they nail it so much. It's like he would rather go to Orlando. He's super disappointed to go to Africa, right? Because he'd rather go to clean cut, fun Orlando, right? And the whole thing was Disney's and Mormons obsessed with it. That's just what I wanted to point out. It's just funny how they get it so right. And they were never Mormons, the two producers of the musical and South Park, right? They just had a couple of friends. And so it's just funny when people want to claim it's not it, like, oh yeah, the world knows Mormons. And I think it's maybe a Christian conservative thing. They all love their Disney.
Well, and they threw another reference in there with Uganda, like
Yep.
Lion King.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Which is also a very, I think in the musical, you'll learn better about it. It's this like white idea of Africa, right? The only thing we know is the Lion King, right? It's such a white idea of Africa. And obviously when you see the movie, there's some hardship going to Africa. But it's, again, the naive narrative of naive Mormon people going to other cultures, only knowing the stereotypes, right? About Japan, all the countries you mentioned, right? It's like all those stereotypes. Mormons only know the stereotypes. They hardly ever know really much about the country when they go overseas too. But
Right. So I think one of the biggest lingering questions here is whether or not Disney's going to do something about the church's probably illegal emulation.
yeah,
I'm guessing, because I can't see Disney saying the Mormon Church wants to, yeah, oh sure, yeah, use our designs. No way. The
no,
Mormon Church is first of all, Disney's way too progressive.
yeah,
Their entertainment department is 95% gay,
exactly.
and it's over 50% gay for all the rest of the departments.
And some people will say
yeah.
the other 5% lie about it.
Yeah. Might be the same numbers in headquarters.
Very well could be. You know, every year Walt Disney World has an LGBTQ night.
Yeah.
And it's for all those who are in part of the queer community. They wear a red shirt, they get in, and it's no one else is allowed in. It's only those people. This is their night.
Yeah.
And it's by Disney. It's not by anyone else. Disney says, you know, it's like the Christmas party we'd have every year. All the employees would come and they'd get the whole parks, wherever it's going to be.
Yeah.
I would love to see the LDS Church announce an LGBTQ temple night
Yeah.
for all of those in the queer community who want to do a session that night.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
I mean, this is just a little offside, but there's also a new Mormon kind of thing going on, right? Like, is it Charlie Bird? What's the cougar, former cougar, BYU?
I think that's his name.
Right? I mean, that's the thing, to your point, Randy. So there are some gay members who are allowed to, I mean, he's married to his husband, right? It's not like they're living some secret relationship. So he's married to his husband, and we all love it for both of them. They go to their ward, wherever it is, I think on the Wasatch Front. They have some sort of like callings, right? Some even made up, or some callings they have. And now they found a surrogate and are getting a baby. We're all happy for them. But they're not excommunicated, and there's so many other gay couples who get immediately excommunicated just thinking about living with a same-sex partner.
That's right. So, they're going to want to be sealed to that baby.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of the joke. So are both of them allowed to give the baby a baby blessing, or none of them?
What's good for the goose should be good for the goose.
Yes, right. Exactly.
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
Exactly. And also,
if they're going to treat that gay couple that way, treat them all that way.
Exactly.
Right.
And the other thing is, to me, it's always literally wondering, so how do they do it? You know, like, do you teach your kid when the kid turns 12 and want to do baptism for the dead? Dad and dad can't come, but we still love to go every Sunday. I mean, isn't that confusing for a kid, you know, who loves their dads, and then all of a sudden there's a point in their life where they cannot follow along anymore?
Right. I feel so bad for the children of couples who have to go through that. Because
exactly.
I know a few gay couples who have had an entire family, my brother-in-law being one of them.
Yep.
And I would challenge anyone to find a happier, more put together family, a good family with amazing goals and intentions. And guess what? They were raised with two dads.
Yep.
And they're incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the church thinks is going to happen.
No, me neither. That can will be hard to close. I mean, and the thing is, right, I heard an interview with a gay couple the other day, and I thought it was so sweet when the guy said, do you know why we're the best parents, homosexuals? And first I thought maybe it's something provoking, or you want to be, you know, sneaky or whatever. And the reporter was like, no, tell me. And he's like, because when we have kids, we actually want them. And I was like, mic drop moment, to the point that I mentioned, right, a couple of minutes ago, when parents are forced to have children. Like, you know, we know those single teenage moms when we had the adoptive system from the church, where they were forced to give birth and then forced kind of to give them up for adoption. And yet most of the time, all those gay community are happy to adopt those kids. It's not the heterosexual who cry, you know, running for those kids, right? Unless they're super tiny babies, then they want them. But it's like, I was like, this is a very good point. When they get kids, they actually want them. And they went through a lot of things to get them.
It's very costly for them.
And that too.
And this couple I'm telling you about, they have 3 kids. And I know that they spent right around the gazillion dollars to get them.
Exactly.
So,
in
and
general,
they love them.
Yeah, it's inexpensive indoor, but I'm pretty sure there's still more hurdle for gay couples still today than a heterosexual couples, even if you have all the money in the world. But again, the point is just like, people who adopt, they actually want those kids, right? I mean, it's not like you're getting a puppy, and even then I think it's a bad example. Don't get a puppy if you don't really want a human, or a living thing, and being responsible. And so that's just what a lot of heterosexual couples just overlook, right? There's so many bad, I mean, we know it. You can just open the newspapers, how many parents abuse their own children. And I would say 90% of them, maybe even higher, are heterosexual couples. How often do you read in a newspaper a homosexual couple who abused their child and are in prison? I haven't actually heard of it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but in comparison, you can almost forget about it. It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
And that's one aspect we just want to ignore, especially people who like to just think about nuclear family stuff. Yeah, that was just a joke with the construction side going on, right?
Right.
I mean, that's literally for years now the biggest thing in Salt Lake. It's the construction. Have you heard of any new revelation, like truly?
That's been one of my talking points since I started this game.
Yeah.
Where are the fruits of the prophets? Where are the revelations? Why didn't they tell us that a huge world pandemic that would kill over 1 million people was coming?
Yep. Exactly.
I think that might be one of the things that God would let the prophet in on.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, stay out of the World Trade Towers on 9/11. You know, these kinds of things. But stock up on toilet paper.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. So that was just going with some humor for the construction site. The next one too, if you want to, which goes hand in hand with our gay topic that we just had. Look at it. There are some guys holding hands in the temple. Shout out to the Mormon prophet for bravely showing the world that it's okay for two men to hold hands in the temple.
Men at work?
I think they're not at work. They're more like watching, but
I think they're holding. Is that Eyring whose hand they're holding? I think they're keeping him up.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but it's just a good picture of like, hey, oh, look at you guys.
He's probably putting no weight on his feet at all. They're probably, they've got him in two places each, one in the hand, one in the elbow, and just hover him over there.
Yeah. And I mean, I just found this, I thought it kind of obviously goes more maybe into the Harry Potter kind of theme, but still magical Disney. You know, that looks to me like it could be one of those sites in Salt Lake, you know. Here's Kolob, home of God, headquarter of God. I don't know. So we could come up with like ideas, you know, like how in Orlando you have like Epcot and Animal Kingdom. So who knows? Maybe Salt Lake downtown will have like certain, you know, sections for church history.
Giant beehives hanging from the, you know, all decorated up with whatever theme they want.
Well, and then the real question, will there ever be a truly historical, authentic statue of Joseph Smith with multiple wives? Because so far, they're only one guy, one woman, only Brigham Young. They have the beehive house or whatever, lion house, right? Where they kind of admit, oh yeah, there were multiple bedrooms for his wives. So where is our authentic Joseph Smith statue?
Well, yeah, is there a plot of land available for that's big enough for Joseph and all his wives?
Yeah. Well, they can make them gnomes, remember, like trolls and gnomes. So maybe they make a little gnome city or a Lego miniature city, and they have Naboo with Joseph Smith and his hordes of women.
Well, we're joined by our Nevermost, Laura and Alex. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
We'll go with Laura first. Do you have any comments on the stories that we've run so far?
I do think Disney should give the Mormon Church a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
I really do hope you talk to somebody, Randy. Because they've been walking around with they have so many lobbyists in Congress. They have so many clerks in the Supreme Court. They have such sway in the federal government, not just in the state of Utah. They've been walking around with virtual immunity. It's time that they be taken down a peg, and Disney has the resources to do it.
Yeah, they've got big resources.
And they should find somebody their own size. And Disney, would that be? John Dillon is not, you know, finding somebody your own size. That's punching down. That's one guy and his podcast. So how about you take another right? Like, how about you take another $1 billion company on and really see how far you go?
Exactly.
Good point. For sure.
Alex, what do you think?
What else is the church going to sell?
Yes, that's a good question.
Because what draws people to Disney World or Disneyland?
Merch.
It's the happiest place on earth, Alex.
But it's
Food.
not only that, it's the intellectual property. It's the investment that the company has made in the products that it has actually released to the public and that the public has consumed in vast quantities. So when people come to the Disney parks, they're coming for an experience that they're already familiar with, that they've repeatedly consumed. What is the church going to sell?
So they could sell little kids' hats like the temple hats, or baker's hats.
Or
Just like mouse ears. It could be like the
little
mouse ears.
trumpets. You know, Angel Moroni, little golden trumpets.
And you can have Joseph Smith dolls like Ken and Barbie.
Well, you can only there's only so many there's only so many there's only so many Captain Moroni action figures that you can sell.
That's true.
The church is monetizing Christ. The church is monetizing Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else?
Book of Mormon action figures.
For those of you who don't realize it, Walt Disney World and Disneyland and the other theme parks in Paris and in Japan, they are actually shopping malls in disguise. They're shopping malls with attractions.
Yeah.
Every ride you go on, there's going to be a shop that you walk through first or afterwards that is based on the theme of that ride.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they take these malls and they decorate them up nicely and make the kids love them and make the adults love them. And that's what the church may be trying to do. But until they make some serious changes. See, with Disney, the customers, the guests as they call them, are the VIPs. With the church, the Q15 are the VIPs.
And I think also, the new, bigger Temple Square is also a distraction. It's showing we're almost like Rome, or the Vatican. We're big, we're powerful, don't mess with us. We have money and we show it. You know what I mean? Because think about it. That's what I think talked with Randy and Jean the other day. Is like, how many never Mormons are they expecting? I highly doubt. I mean, besides like official city people maybe, or people from out of state, but it's just echo chamber, communication. They're talking to the people who already bought the product. So it's just saying, hey, we made a special day for you. Here's the red carpet. We like still your money. So now you see where your money goes. Isn't that awesome what we just did here? So it's really just showing off.
I love these ideas coming in of what you can sell.
Yeah.
But they ought to sell the top hats with a stone in them.
Or the Oaks bobblehead.
Yeah.
Oaks bobblehead.
And just think all the Arnold Freeberg
one that you just laid down on its side.
Yeah.
All the Arnold Freeberg style men buffed up walking around in Moroni and Mormon decor taking pictures, photo ops.
Moroni shot glasses. Didn't they do that? Didn't MAGA do that? And then they forgot that Mormons don't have coffee mugs or flats, like the alcohol thingy. They had Mormons or MAGA for Mormons or vice versa. And they had those products where it's like, Mormons don't even use those products.
Well, and with Disney, it's
a flask. That's what it was.
It's the only ones that could walk around in the land of the Book of Mormon that Gene's talking about are, like he said, the buff, muscular guys. Who would the women be?
Yeah, they're just before women and all kinds of men.
Definitely
and they're not going to look
women.
Like Disney
faceless
princesses.
Women. They don't need a face or a name or anything.
They'd have to mine the Bible for more women.
Yeah.
They'd have to mine the Bible. They'd have to be doing Mary, the three Marys. Because there's nothing in the Book of Mormon. There's not a whole lot in the Bible, but there's at least more in the Gospels.
Yep.
But look at all the other examples of Disneyland for Christ, or Disneyland for the Ark, or Disneyland. Anyway, there's a limit.
Right?
There's a limit to what you can do with this kind of intellectual property. You can't exploit it without it coming across as crass. There's only so many action figures of Helaman and Benjamin and Moroni and Mormon that you can or even, Zara Hamal or any of these other characters.
The thing is, you thinking still, to me at least, there is where I feel like the mistake is. Disney has critics, right? Disney wants to have the newest thing, the hippest thing. Right now, girls are all for Frozen, so everything in Disneyland is Frozen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Mormonism doesn't need to sell anything anymore. There are no critics. So it's literally just throwing a feast to distract them from their shitty doctrine. You know what I mean? Like, here, people eat, feast on our beautiful park here, walk around and feel like you're awesome, you're special, and then go home with that. That's it, because there's nothing to sell.
Well, there might not be anything more crass than Joseph Smith's polygamy anyway, so that they can't go below that bar.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to push towards is that, one, you can't commercialize the religious experience, and number two, you have a limited audience.
Yes.
They're not going to attract non-believers. There's going to be a few people who are curious, and they're going to get spotlights on the local TV station, but it doesn't go very far. People lose interest, and the only way to drum up new interest is to create new things. Even museums. Museums have all of this artwork on display, but they constantly have to bring in new shit to assure their donors that they're being good stewards, and two, to bring paying customers in, whether they be donors or whatever, through the doors. So what else is the church going to sell? Because they're going to run out of things to sell very quickly.
Well, the thing is,
I don't think the fundamentalists or the true believing Mormons are going to put up with Captain Moroni. Sure, those action figures have been sold before, but bobbleheads of the prophets or little bubblers of the angel.
No, I mean obviously that's all way too commercial for Mormonism. Mormonism doesn't do that, right? They don't buy stuff at the temple. They don't buy things. That's what I'm saying. They're not trying to sell a. Yeah, that's true. Who knows?
That's what I'm leaning at. I was like,
I don't think so. I mean, in Deseret News, you have some sort sometimes of action figure. Those were all there before, and then it goes away because you have only a limited membership who will buy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, and I think Mormons on some level, or at least headquarter, knows that this is only calling your own people. They're not even interested in converts, if you ask me. The converts is just a show too, because they also know, even though I think there's plenty of Mormons, and I have plenty of family members who are as naive too, where Mormons, when you in it and you drink the Kool-Aid, you don't understand that just because a person is maybe interested or curious about something doesn't mean they have any inkling interested in your religion. They just were like, I've never been in that temple. Now I have the chance. Yeah, sure, I'm going. That's the problem.
And Alex, we're not talking reality. We're just talking fun.
Yeah.
So like people with temple recommends they can go to the front of the line. They get 10% off on all the funeral potatoes.
Well, and I have to say,
how many? Let me ask one more question. How many people go to all of the other monuments? Like, there's a lot of things that I can go to as a Catholic, one as a pilgrim, but also as a visitor, all over the world. How many of those such monuments or places of pilgrimage do exist in Mormonism? Other than
a lot of temples have that.
Different temples.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith Memorial in Vermont.
Nauvoo.
Nauvoo, yeah.
Okay, that's great. It's great. How many people go?
Mormons, only Mormons. I don't know.
But how many Mormons?
I don't know.
I think if you can figure out how many people visit those things and sort of work some numbers to see how many people would actually go to the temple monument, I'm curious to see if the numbers are actually far lower than what the church projected, given the amount of investment.
Yes, yeah. I said it before. I feel like we'll see, because oftentimes, unfortunately, Mormons will show up in hordes just to make it an event, right? But on the other hand, I could see it almost like those MAGA events recently where just empty halls. Nobody's coming, but yet the king still has to throw a show, right? And that's what I'm saying. I think this is Mormonism showing throwing a show. It's distraction from all the problems we have. But look, we still have money and power. And look how big of a party we're throwing. Obviously, they would never call it a party, but it's just words.
And they can waste an awful lot of money.
Exactly.
Certainly,
but it's how many people went to the Book of Mormon musical, not how many people go to Joseph Smith Memorial.
Yes.
Well, I want to take a granddaddy step backwards about what you said, Jessica, about The church not being to the point where they're selling things yet, but I might have to take issue with that because the church owns, if I'm not mistaken, Deseret Books, right?
Yeah.
And they
CTR
sell
rings.
tons of CTR rings and
Exactly.
temple replicas
Yes.
and snow globes. I saw someone mention snow globes with temples. They
Yeah.
have them. You
Yeah.
can buy all these trinkets and
Or
CTR
theme
rings
scripture
are
bags,
huge.
right? A theme scripture bag with Angel Moroni, like with leather cut in and really nice and kind of expensive for a scripture bag.
And they don't care. The members don't care. If
They will
it's
buy it, yeah.
expensive, they get it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that the church is not above selling things. I think if they started selling them at the gift shops within Temple Square, they would even have non-members buying shit like
The snow globe, yeah.
CTR rings or
yeah. Or a Salt Lake Temple ornament for Christmas. You know how like city halls do that
Right.
now?
Yeah, they sell those.
Yeah. Or maybe a merch temple apron. You never know. A green apron for home.
Like napkins you can put on the table.
Yeah, with some leaves on it.
You guys are terrible.
Yeah,
oh, look, Gene has some merch.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you could do some spooky merch with, like, you know, baptizing for the dead or something, you know. Having some T-shirts with dead people in water. Haha, we just we get you either way. In this
Whoa!
life,
Yes.
Look at that.
Show them baptizing Hitler.
Yeah.
I told you mine was bigger than yours, Gene.
Now is it size competition?
So the church doesn't own that statue outright. No. So do they have permission to commercialize it as well as using it as a part of its...
They must have, because I know, for example, in Germany, they didn't have some copyright for some Bibles. So we have like the Mormonism translation Bible, because that was the only copyright I think they could get in Germany. So it depends on also country, what the church can get or not.
Yeah, the designer of these statues, I don't even think they're members of the church, are they?
Oh, in crystal.
Oh, look at that.
Brazil? Is that, does it say Brazil?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's selling Jesus.
Yes.
Jesus sells.
Frau Frenkel, why is there a propeller above your head?
Is there a propeller above my head?
Behind you, on your wall.
Oh, yeah, here on the side, because I'm a hot girl. I need air.
No, it's on your wall behind you.
Oh, a boat propeller.
It's a bow propeller. Okay. Yes. What's it for?
Decoration. See, there's also like a paddle. It's decoration.
Oh, I see that now.
It's just a kind of theme in this room here. More.
What's that called in German? The nautical theme.
They can sell these.
Nautical theme. Yeah. Those are very cute too. I think mine is in the living room. It's too cute here. Nobody sees it here.
You're supposed to.
They're probably going to call it Mormon Land, and then Mormon Land is going to sue the church for using their Mormon Land name.
Do you guys remember? I think it was actually in the town of Lehi. Maybe it's not, but it was definitely in Utah. Like I would say, I always say 2 years ago, but I feel like it wasn't too recent, but recent enough, where they had the town courtship or whatever turned into Lehi's dream, and it was really, really bizarre.
Really?
Yes.
It was a town?
Yes, it was like life-size statues, and it was about the dream and the building, you know, the guy, people who are pointing fingers. And there was some really gruesome one where the statue was full of red paint, like blood, but I'm not sure what it represented. But that was already weird. And I'm like, if you want to bring that into Temple Square, this would be like, ooh.
Happy Mother's Day.
Crosses.
Happy Mother's Day to my daughter, who's posted this. Casa Grande, Arizona has a Mormon battalion monument.
There you go. Another one.
Anyway, go ahead, Randy.
The cross. on Temple Square. Now they have Christ carrying his cross, dragging it up to the Golgotha. So can they say don't wear crosses any longer since they're putting it on display at Temple Square?
I was attacked over and over from Mormons who were saying, we were never against the cross. Nobody ever said you can't wear a cross. We just said we won't have crosses without Jesus in our chapels. I'm like, I don't think we ever made that
Mormon's
distinction.
cross to bear is whether they believe in the cross or not.
Exactly.
Well, one of the Paul brothers wears a cross on his podcasts. It's I mean, it's right there on. It's a silver cross. It's right on his chest.
It's very appalling to old Mormons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who wears a cross, Alex?
The Paul brothers.
Yeah.
The
Joseph,
the stick of Joseph. Yeah. The younger one, I believe, the one who's a little bit taller than the eldest brother. I think he does the blonde highlights. I'm not sure if he's a bottle blonde or not, but
might be the one. Yeah.
for whatever reason, he gets my attention. But he is. I always, whenever I do watch those podcasts, because they have guests on that I have some vague interest in, like the guy who says that the Book of Mormon took place on Baja California. I watch that podcast, and it's clear every angle you see. Gosh, I can't remember his name. You see the cross right underneath his chin.
Yeah.
So.
I know that too.
I'm still loving these suggestions. A little pit where kids can dig for their own golden plates.
Here you go. That would
Imagine
be fun.
if one of the exhibits was for the kids, where they can dig into a small hill of plates and they can dig for hours and never find anything.
Yeah.
And the adults can go and get married, sealed to some of the virgins that walk around Temple Square.
I think they should have some.
God.
What is it? Ashwagandha or mushroom trips they should offer. You will see things. You will see things.
I would be first in line.
Oh yeah, what's it called? Not ashwagandha, but
it's not
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca ganda.
Yeah.
It's kind of a combination of ganja and I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. I must have.
Any cross between ganja is good enough for us.
Right.
Trying to.
Hi, songs. I really do love and appreciate, and as you guys, I know you do, all the people who come every week to hear us. I just am so grateful for them.
Songs
it makes me feel like someone's seeing this.
Songs, come on. I'll hop off if you want to come on. My only real question is what is the future for this? How long does this last before the commercialization really kicks in? How long does it go from being a spiritual center to being an amusement park? Is it just one season, or is it several years and they kind of push really hard to hold it back? Or, I mean, there's lots of questions here, but whenever you try to pose the question, the first response you get is you're being an anti-Mormon.
If people are amused when they go there, it's an amusement park. I mean, you really have to define that, because there's a lot of places that weren't designed to be amusement parks, but they are. Because people go there to enjoy and have fun, maybe ride the Solomon's Temple ride.
Well, I think Disney has spiritual stuff too. I mean, their movies are deeply moving a lot of times, where I would tell people like Disney movies are scriptures, because I'm always crying at some point, and so the church must be true.
Yep.
If Disney movies were like scriptures, I would be asleep in every one of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. I meant right. They're like living scripture where they have good messages and stuff. But if they were like scriptures, I would fall asleep. And second, Little Mermaid, chapter 5.
I found it. At least one. Let me just get it.
So Trevor has an interesting point. It could just be they don't care what you're talking about, Alex, because it's just a way to launder the money.
That's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
That's possible.
I think it's distraction. There's no end goal. You know what I mean? It's just, for now it's this. Next time it's something else.
I hear some Mormon critics try to play the game that, oh, well, the Catholic Church has a lot more money. Never mind that the Catholic Church is not a monolith.
Exactly.
And never mind that the Catholic Church at the top, the top of the hierarchy, which is Vatican City and the folks surrounding the Archbishop of Rome or the Bishop of Rome, whichever, are constantly hurting for money. The Vatican is always running a deficit. They're constantly trying to make adjustments and release people from their contracts and force the different religious orders to explain why do you have so many employees here and why are we paying for them. And it's always a fight, and it never ends well for the people who play the game.
All the Catholics' money is in the infrastructure, right? They have the big mausoleum type worship places.
Well,
all over the world.
Every church within the Catholic Church itself is a particle, so it could exist on its own. So that's why it's called particular churches. So down from the parish to the diocese to the province, every single one of those is a particular church. And they could split away if they wanted to.
We are a peculiar church, not particular.
What about hell?
But the Catholic Church owns priceless things. They could just sell them off.
One of my boards just fell off the wall.
My kingdom.
I'm sure Trump's former right-hand guy that has a lot of money would want to buy some of the priceless things that the Vatican has to offer.
But would they sell is a bigger question.
Well, that's you're forced to sell it.
I don't think the Catholic Church will ever run out of money.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
To the point where it'd have to sell artifacts. Now, the individual churches do when they need money, or they're moving facilities, or they're replacing, they're de-accessing items in their collections. Yeah, they'll sell stuff off, but none of these churches are ever hurting for money. Even the Vatican and its struggles with its budget every year, it doesn't necessarily mean that it
Trevor
can't
has
find
a
a
good
way.
point. This just proves the Mormon Church true. It only took the Mormon Church 200 years to get past the Catholic in wealth. So maybe
no. Which one of the prophets was the one that made it mandatory for tithing?
Was it Snow?
Yeah. So whenever Snow started that, and then the money started coming in, and then the only thing that Einstein ever described as magic, which is the time value of money, the compounding. So the money came in, the tithing came in, and then suddenly it started compounding. So if you look at tithing, it's largely stayed flat. But you look at the compounded wealth, and it's been exponential.
Yeah.
Well, it was especially under Kimball when they started heavily investing. Hey, Chuck!
Hello, Chuck.
Hey.
You're muted, Chuck.
Maybe his speaker's not connected to his laptop.
We can't hear you, Chuck.
He's got the earbuds and everything already, and it worked last week.
He's making progress for sure.
He's not muted as far as StreamYard's concerned, but somehow you have to maybe, where there's 3 dots underneath, you have to make sure that the right sound setting is there on the mic settings.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3 tiny little dots in your square, Chuck.
Yeah, you have to select the output. You have to select
Edit
the input.
mic settings.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't realize that when they come on, especially it was on Friday, I think somebody came on and they said, I can't hear you, and everyone is like, yeah, you have to select the right settings before you come on.
Did we already see this?
No, that's the one I was talking about. That's the creepy, like blood. It's like, Yeah, what did I say? Lehi Joseph Senior Fever Dream. It's
But
the Tree
here
of
are,
Life at Thanksgiving Point Garden Sculpture Exhibit.
Maybe
I'll
check
read.
back out and come back in. Maybe it just didn't connect to StreamYard, your audio.
But here are a couple of creepy dark ones. For reference, I previously posted the Tree of Life picture at Thanksgiving Point Garden's new sculpture exhibit. I'm guessing these might be scary for the little ones. I didn't notice the blood till this morning looking at the pictures. Oh dear, look at that. There is blood.
Yep.
Why? What is the meaning of that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure this out. It was the whole thing about Lehi's dream and the bad people and the good people. It was the weirdest exhibition. They have multiple of those weird ones. Apparently, Lehi Thanksgiving Point is proud making those weird exhibitions. But I'm trying to see. I saw way more pictures, but I can't find it. That was at least one I could find.
Well,
They look like freaking demons.
I asked the oracle, and it said visionary symbolism. In depictions of Lehi's visions, especially the Tree of Life vision, wounds can symbolize mortality, repentance, etc. These would be artistic symbolism rather than the literal narrative detail. So is this referring to the vision that is described in the Book of Mormon?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So what is symbolic of the blood, or maybe it was vandalized?
No. It was blood. I remember there was a story to it. Like I said, like Randy thing. I think it was something with demons or like torture or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. It was a very weird. The whole thing. I think Rebecca posted about it a while ago, and it was like going on, and it was weird. The whole thing was just weird. But it reminded me, man. There could be a horror section. That would be one.
Right, for Halloween especially.
Yeah, here you go.
Go through the scary part.
Yes, I mean you have to have new topics, right? Otherwise, it get boring.
You could have Lazarus coming back to life. When you think you're passing around, walking by this dead guy, and all of a sudden, he's under a sheet and he sits up, and you could have Laban walking around without a head, having his head in his hands.
Exactly,
saying, "Where's my records? Where's my records?"
The chopping off of arms could be fun too, with some blood.
Right.
I mean, if you have imagination, you can go anywhere.
Clip that.
If you're going to go that far, guys, fix the names. Just take the step. Just fix the names in the Book of Mormon. Just redact them, recast them. Just give them much better names. I made a big bugaboo, and Laura was on the stream with myself and what's this guy, Korhor.
Joe.
Yeah, and I was so frustrated about something else, and I just blurted out, "No one in their right mind would name their kid Jawbone." So, and that's the accepted meaning of Lehi or Lehi or whatever. So I went back through my Hebrew dictionary. I have a dictionary of names, and I was like, "What is the closest?" So the closest that I got to was Lehiyah, which is the jawbone of God. So instead of calling him Lehi, which could be a short name, call him Lehiyah. That fixes one thing. But you also have to give him an Egyptian name, too, because he's Egyptian, because Reformed Egyptian, put scare quotes around that. There's no reference of a singular god in Egyptian names, but there's two gods that are named often, Ri, or Ra, or Ptah, or Ptah. So, Ptah Maket is the closest. So give him that name. And then you want Nephi, okay? You got to fix that name because it's stupid. So then you have to, but you have to have it close. So call him Ptah Nephru or Nephuru Ptah. There you go. Problem solved.
Done. I'll go ahead and pen a letter to the office building, and we'll get those names changed.
Change the names. A lot of this would go a lot easier, but the names read like something that some guy from the 1820s would make up while he's sitting at the dining room table. And he makes a lot. He says they're Hebraic, but he's making a lot of middle school mistakes with Hebrew. Fix the fucking names, guys, and I think you'll get a lot further than you had before, because people can, the bullshit meter, when you say Helaman or Moroni, the bullshit meter goes off, and it goes all the way to the top. But that's my personal bugaboo, and I can go on and on about it. And people say I should stop talking about it, but you know, I can be obsessive in an autistic kind of way about these sort of things. But if you have really cool names, you can come up with some really cool merchandise. So if you call these two guys Ptah Nephru and Ptah Maket, you can give them the equivalent Greek names. Theodoros.
Now you're thinking Mormonism works with actually clever people.
Exactly. So what are the Greek names? So Nephi could be Theodoros, and
you have
his
too high
father
expectations.
could be
Lower your expectations.
Theophilos. Theodoros Theophilos.
Okay.
Oh,
here
man.
we go.
Yeah, that's
Jessica,
that garden.
I'll go ahead and
I'm
play
pretty
this.
sure that's from some faithful people, but
It better be really good, Jessica.
Have you seen the Tree of Life sculpture guarding a Thanksgiving point? With 130 breathtaking statues, this powerful exhibit symbolizes hope and redemption through the love of Jesus Christ. Created by the artist Angela Judson, it beautifully brings to life the vision of the prophet Lehi from the Book of Mormon. As you explore, use the Thanksgiving app to guide you through the different scenes and their deeper meanings. This is a temporary exhibit, so don't miss out, and please keep it respectfully. Negative comments will get you blocked instantly, and you will be blocked too.
oh, look, there's Jesus on the cross.
At least having Jesus on bronze makes him look at least more Mediterranean.
Yeah. Not white Caucasian Jesus. But see, that's already a theme park. It's already right there. They just can dig it out and put it into Temple Square. Those were like life-size sculptures. And did you see that bridge with all those figurines? I think that was the spacious building or something. They're really all dark. I don't know what they were thinking.
I'd hate to be the security guard at night walking amongst those demonic statues.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you think statues come to life.
Oh, you know what else you can do? You know those Scientology building runs? Ooh, now they can definitely do a run on Temple Square.
Right? Naked.
Yes. I give them $100 if they do it.
I was going to say, I'd pay them.
Right? I challenge anyone to do that.
And where was this park? This sculpture
in
garden?
Thanksgiving Point, Lehi in Utah.
That's like 20 miles south of Salt Lake.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a small town.
Well,
Very Mormon, though.
Here's another thing about what do you sell? If you're going to go into the magic corner of the religious or spiritual economy, then go hardcore. You know, have that statue of Lehi with his arm gash open, and you know, have the statue like, you know, red dyed water coming out. You know, things like that.
Like a fountain.
Build a Sephiroth and then put beating hearts in it, and I mean, go all in. Don't half-ass this spiritual shit. You lose customers.
Hey, my friend, this is a white church. People have no flavor. You're asking too much.
The Mormon atheist recommended selling Jupiter talismans as trinkets, and there's a lot of things in the Solomonic magic arena.
Yeah,
that would be good.
A wind-driven Jupiter talisman with the cutouts, but they're spinning in opposite directions with a light behind it. So you just have it just there all the time, and then you have a statue of Joseph Smith with his hat. He's looking down, and he's like this. He makes sure that it's left and here, and then all of you Gnostic fans out there would know exactly what I'm doing here. So just go for it. Put it on the Temple Square and sell the shit out of it.
like we said, like how museums need to be, kind of inventing themselves newer, right? Where they
Yeah.
have more interactive stuff and screens. You could role play the veil. If you don't do the sign right and they can see it on the screen, then it's like, meh, need to do it again, until you pass, and then you can move on. Different
And you can convert the
it could be interactional, with screens and everything.
You can convert the temple ceremony into an outdoor spectacle.
Yes,
and
exactly.
people can watch, and there's flames, and there's bells, and there's lights, and there's bells and smells, I should say, where you've got these giant pots burning incense and torches and music blaring out of every speaker downtown.
Yeah.
Go for it. Don't
and if
do
you're
this
very,
half-ass.
very, very courageous, you could even play Naked Eve or Adam. You do get a sheep that you can hold in front of you. We're not beasts. We're not. And then you can play the whole thing. There's no secrets in Mormonism, right? The sacred stuff is later, but that's no secret. That's an official story. So
there might not be a sheep big enough for Randy.
Then he should be proud. If there's no sheep enough for him, I think he should walk.
Speaking of big
proud.
sheep, hi Chuck, can we hear you now?
Let's see. A hell of a big sheep.
Yes.
Can y'all hear me on here?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yep.
Yeah, home from work. I work Mother's Day.
Yep.
Chuck.
That's a couple of characters. Oh, sorry, Chuck. I didn't mean to interrupt. That's a couple of characters. Oh, sorry, Chuck. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no. I just got home from work, working Mother's Day in the restaurant. That was. I'm happy to see you all. Happy Mother's Day to you, Jessica, and any of those little mothers.
Thank you.
What kind of restaurant do you work in? What kind of restaurant do you work in?
In Monroe, Louisiana. Work at Olive Garden.
I love Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden.
Oh, it was. We were swamped today. and that's great to. You said talking about a LDS type Disney World, Disneyland. If I stand corrected.
Jesus Land.
PTO, you remember the PTO club? They had a theme park like that back in the 80s. The Praise the Lord. Yeah, I remember that theme park. Jim and Tammy Faye Baker. Yeah.
I interviewed someone yesterday who referred to garments as Jesus jammies.
Yeah.
That's another thing you could sell at the theme park.
Jesus jammies.
Kids garments they could wear around the house and use pajamas.
Well, we already had the Coachella, right? The guy who sported the garments.
Right.
I mean,
okay.
In places.
Hey, those figurines are quite interesting. You talking about the one of them? I think you better leave that one alone because they might look at that one as like Hitler or that guy in the White House, Ezra Benson. That's one you don't want to sell with him because think about that history. Yeah, John Birch Society and all those type things. I don't want that. I don't want to have that.
Virulent racist.
Oh yes.
I have to comment here for the show's sake. We've got an extreme echo now. So Chuck, maybe that's good.
Yeah,
put that on because when we create our shorts, we can't use these shorts as long as there's that echo, because people are going to be hearing that when it doesn't work like that right there.
So yeah, Chuck, mute yourself.
Okay.
And then Chuck unmutes himself. Then we'll let him talk. And then he'll mute himself.
Okay.
There's still an echo.
Chuck's not muted. There, he's muted.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Chuck, you have to figure out on your settings how to enable echo cancellation. It's somewhere on your screen. There should be a gear. There should be some dots, something that'll let you check options. And then you're going to see a tab that comes up, and one of those is going to be audio. And you have to enable echo cancellation. Otherwise, you need to plug in your headphones so that in a way that the StreamYard app will recognize that they're plugged in and select those. So what's happening is the timing. So your phone clock is off by a few seconds. So the StreamYard tries to match the timing between the devices and the server. So when you talk, it's actually delayed by the time it comes from you back through the server and then to every one of us. And that's what creates the echo. Even though you only hear one voice, we hear 15.
Chuck, there's a little gear on the bottom of your screen.
Well, he's on his phone, so do you know what it looks like on your phone?
Not
Because I've never used
for
StreamYard
sure.
on a phone.
It should be a little gear. It looks like a gear, and you push that, and you can set your audio to cancel out the echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my phone too, and I don't see the gear.
Oh, shoot. Well, Chuck, if you can just mute until you're talking, that will work. Or turn your speakers down. That's a...
Because he still should be able to hear us, even
Yeah.
though he has the speakers down.
I'm going to try to log in from a different device, guys. But anyway, continue.
We're going to continue for just a very short while because it's about time to go.
Yes,
That's right.
So, is there anything that any of you want the world to know? Any projects, Gene?
Can
or
y'all hear me on here?
Jessica?
Yeah.
The echo is back, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I have a show coming up this week. I'll probably put it out tomorrow, but I think is very interesting. I interviewed Susie Bell, and if you haven't seen any of her TikToks, she's very interesting and worthwhile to catch this show.
I have a 15-page paper to write. I'm reading about gays in the Weimar Republic. And it's fascinating, very progressive place for transsexuals and homosexuals, especially homosexual men. So that's my project.
Interesting. Where are you writing a paper on it or something?
Yeah. So I have 2 books I'm reading, and then I have to look up some articles. I have to get this done in about 2 days, the reading, because I have to start writing immediately so I can send my professor a draft and hopefully have her guide me where I need to be corrected. Because I haven't written a historiographical essay in 15 years.
I just want to know what your professor's going to do with a giraffe.
A giraffe?
I thought you said you were giving your professor a giraffe.
No, a draft. A draft.
Giraffe. They sound the exact same.
Oh my God, Randy. Oh my God.
My giraffe, man.
I mean, you have earphones that are covering your ears.
I probably didn't enunciate very clearly.
But now I like the idea of the giraffe.
Yeah, hand it to her on the day that your draft is due. Hand her a giraffe, a stuffed giraffe, and say, I don't know why you want this, but here.
Maybe it'll get me brownie points.
Exactly.
Maybe.
A cute giraffe looking out for your professor.
But do you prefer Jessica or Jessie?
It does. I never cared. Either's fine.
Jessica, did you know about Germany's history during Weimar with how progressive they were? I know that there was the inflation. I know there were, they were pumping out way too much currency. I know how many issues there were. But did you know how socially progressive Weimar was?
Yeah, that's why there was this vacuum for then super conservative nuclear family Hitler, right? It's always in humanity, you can see how almost like the next generation overcorrect the other, like in the 70s, the whole sexual freedom, then that was too much coming from very conservative. And so we keep going kind of back and forth. So that's kind of, at least what I learned in school, why there was this vacuum of people then being open for something more crass, because it was actually quite liberal. Yeah.
Welcome, Hack.
It was insane. And the social welfare policies that they had, part of the problem with the Weimar Republic is you have the Social Democrats ostensibly controlling everything, but you have very conservative presidents. You have Hindenburg, who was a monster, who perpetuated the stab in the back when he was the one who said we need to surrender. And you have him appointing all kinds of presidents who did everything they could to screw over the country because they had no clue what they were doing. And the Social Democrats got blamed for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, kind of when you hear these days, people are saying, like how, especially I feel like Republican, how they're always against support from government, yet all states that are Republican depend deeply on government support financially. Right?
Absolutely.
Like it's the same thing, but every time the liberals get blamed, yet the biggest we go in depth is during a Republican president. Every single time. You can go last 50 years back, every time. And yet still the liberals get blamed.
How is it that Hack Stefan and Alex, the Salt Lake City punk, both have the same?
That's me. I logged in with a different device. You may pick up an echo because I have a device in my hand. So I don't know if you can see this. Yep. This 3 dots here. Tap, and then settings, then audio. You have to pick a mic and pick a default speaker. So 3 dots, settings, audio. And there it is, echo cancellation. There on that tab. Hopefully that works or helps.
Hopefully,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to meet the moment I logged in to the backstage. The echo was just intense on my side. So.
Yeah.
Can you all hear me on here? Is any echoes?
Yep. So the problem is we can hear you, but we can hear the sound coming out of your device, going through your microphone, and then back to us.
Everything we say, we hear twice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So when
Chuck, what Alex just demonstrated was how to fix the issue. On your phone, there'll be 3 dots at the bottom. Click on those, and then Alex will guide you through it.
How about we end the live show, though? We don't need to record all that.
Yeah, probably.
Just
we
saying.
appreciate all of you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day and
Thank you for
everything.
coming.
And we'll see you next week. And come to Tuesdays with Tim. We're going to have a subject we're going to talk about, but it's a secret right now.
When is BYU's graduation?
Ooh.
I think some of them already had.
Okay, they've had some interesting things to happen at that graduation. One of the guy, the what they call him, he graduated magna cum laude from there. He came out as
gay.
Yeah,
so
sure did.
Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Sure did. I remember that.
They kind of nipped that in
That led to the musket fire talk.
Yeah,
right.
That too.
And so anyway, we'll end the show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And Tim's coming on for the after show if anybody wants to come and say hi to Tim. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.